Imagine standing on a mountaintop, the enemy closing in. You have one choice left: surrender or die free. In 73 CE, nearly 1,000 Jewish rebels made an unthinkable decision atop the fortress of Masada. What led to this final act of defiance? Let's uncover the haunting tale of resistance that shook the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire was vast, ruthless, and unmatched in power. But in the deserts of Judea, a small group of Jewish zealots had defied them for years. Their last refuge? A remote, flat-topped mountain called Masada, a fortress in the sky. After the destruction of the Second Temple in Jerusalem in 70 CE, the Roman legions hunted down the last pockets of resistance. The strongest of them, the Sicarii, a radical splinter group, fled to Masada, led by a man named Eleazar ben Yair. Masada wasn't just a hideout, it was a marvel. Built by King Herod a century earlier, it had massive walls, storerooms filled with grain, and cisterns collecting rainwater. From its peak, you could see for miles across the Dead Sea. Here, 960 men, women, and children held out against the might of Rome. For 2 years, they lived freely, refusing to bow to any emperor. But the Romans were relentless. In 73 CE, Governor Lucius Flavius Silva marched with the 10th Legion, 8,000 strong, determined to crush the last flame of rebellion. Silva knew he couldn't storm Masada head-on. The cliffs were too steep. So, he built a wall, a siege wall, completely surrounding the mountain, trapping the rebels inside. Then, with thousands of Jewish slaves, the Romans began building a massive ramp up the western side. For months, the rebels watched. As the ramp rose, so did despair. Finally, in the spring of 74 CE, the Roman battering ram was ready. The rebels had only hours left. But what came next was something no one expected. That night, Eleazar gathered his people. He gave a speech, one recorded by the historian Josephus. "We were the first to revolt, let us be the last to submit." He argued that slavery under Rome was worse than death, and so the people made a chilling decision. They would take their own lives rather than be captured, enslaved, or worse. They drew lots. 10 men were chosen to kill the others. Then one killed the rest, and finally the last man fell on his own sword. When the Romans breached the gate the next morning, silence, just silence. Only 2 women and 5 children survived, hiding in a cistern and telling the Romans what had happened. Masada became a symbol. For some it was bravery, for others it was tragedy. But for all, it was unforgettable. Centuries later, Masada still stands, the fortress, the ramp, the silence. Masada teaches us about the limits of human endurance, the price of freedom, and the desperation of the oppressed. Was it heroism? Was it extremism? Or was it both? The story echoes through time, because sometimes history isn't just about battles won. It's about the ones never surrendered. Masada shall not fall again. Modern motto of the Israeli Defense Forces. A haunting reminder of resistance, sacrifice, and the fight for freedom.